A correspondent candid with Anderson Cooper.
What makes, I think, the Mouse Boys so unusual is just the sound and the joy in their music. Some of their instruments are essentially homemade, and you hear that in their sound. Well, I was in Malawi to do a story on the singers, the prisoners, and the guards in Zomba maximum security prison. We also heard about another Malawian band called the Malawi Mouse Boys, and we decided to talk to them and see what their music was all about.
Maligo, go.
Ian Brennan and his wife Marilena,
And the guitars still here?
go around the world looking for music. I think he's looking for an authentic sound, and I think you hear that in the music that he's recorded in Zomba Prison, and certainly with the Malawi Mouse Boys. I mean, no one else has their sound. You traveled to a lot of different places, a lot of different kinds of music. What are you looking for?
Authenticity in terms of emotion, right? Authenticity is a loaded word, but emotional truth.
Singing from the heart.
Singing from the heart.
The whole world should know about the Malawi Mouse Boys. They are great musicians.
Ian and Marilena are effectively their producers, the promoters, their managers.
I worked on this story with Michael Gavshon, who I've worked with a lot, particularly in Africa, and David Levine as well, who I've worked with a lot in Africa. The way Ian Brennan found the Malawi Mouse Boys is he was driving around Malawi with his wife Marilena looking for music.
They came across a guy on the side of the road selling kebabs, mice kebabs. And this guy, whose name was Alfred, had a handmade guitar strung across his back. He was strumming on his guitar. Ian and Marilena asked him if he could play some music. He was very reluctant at first. Ian and Marilena realized that this is the next album that they're going to record. And they went on to make 3 records together.
You know, I'm all for doing a lot of research, but I did not have the opportunity to actually eat a mice kebab. It was not high on my list of things that I wanted to do. You know, it's a mouse on a stick.
Well, Malawi is, by most measures, one of the poorest countries in the world. It's blighted by floods one year, droughts the next, and the people in these villages are extremely, extremely impoverished. They're so poor that they literally subsist on 50 cents a day. And they sell mice.
It's a really difficult way to make a living. It's very difficult and actually dangerous catching the mice because they're snakes as well. But this is how most of the Malawi Mouse Boys support themselves while they're also making music.
They have to set off before dawn, have to find the mice holes, and then they have to dig and find these mice. And the biggest danger is that there's snakes down these mice holes, and they're competing with the snakes for these mice.
Have you ever been bitten?
No, as of now, no.
So you're much smarter than the snakes.
So you knew those
Let's go. Let's go. It's time. All right, we ready?
Ian managed to secure a gig for the group at WOMAD, which is a major world music festival outside of London. They performed in front of 10,000 people, and they really had a fantastic response.
So where in the world now have you been?
Australia.
Australia?
Mm-hmm. UK.
UK?
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand?
New Zealand.
New York? Where else in America?
Los Angeles, San Francisco.
Their performances are electric. They are really quite something. And the lead singer is he's dynamite. He's James Brown incarnate.
The story will continue after this.
Zondiwe is the lead singer, and he's got such sort of enthusiasm in his singing, in his performing, and you really see that on stage.
Then there's Alfred, the man who they first saw on the side of the road playing with this handmade guitar.
Joseph is the primary percussionist, and he uses a can with stones in it at one point. Nelson is the primary instrument maker, and the guitar that he uses, it really is it's a work of folk art.
Playing this kind of music doesn't make a lot of money. Doesn't make a lot of money for Ian and Marilena, and certainly doesn't make a lot of money for the musicians. So it might have changed their lives in some way, in the sense that they've got to spend some time abroad. They've been to faraway places. But they come home and they still have to go back to waking up at dawn, catching mice to sell on the side of the road.
I certainly hope that as this story airs, as people hear the Malawi Mouse Boys, that people learn about them and do want to hear their music and want to kind of spread their music.